Hello, everybody. Happy October 1st. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you're joining me from, whatever it happens to be. Um, as always, October is my month, but I kind of wanted to give a little bit of backstory. I have a lot of new friends that are joining me in this chapter in my life, and there are friends that have been there for several chapters and friends that have been there for like all the chapters. But so I wanted to introduce myself. My name is Kirsten Pearson. I've been a pharmacist for 15 years. I'm a mom of 3 boys, and my husband and I have been married for 20 years. And 4 years ago in October, I found my lump in my breast, and I was diagnosed with breast cancer in November 2016. So when I found my lump 4 years ago, it was more towards the end of October, middle to end of October, I guess. So when I started that October, like I had, no clue, and it's really crazy to think that it's been 4 years. So October has always been really important in our family. When I was 20 or 21, one of my mom's sisters was diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer. It started out already metastatic because she waited too long. And I really don't know what kind of cancer she had. It's something I've always tried to find out, but I don't know. I don't know which type of cancer. When I was 30, my mom's other sister was diagnosed with breast cancer. And I had my first mammogram at 34 because that aunt, her cancer metastasized to her brain. So I've lost 2 aunts to metastatic breast cancer. And so pink has always been what we've done, and becoming a cancer survivor and having more friends that through social media that are metastatic breast cancer, I know it's not all about pink. But my journey is because that's the shield that I was given. So when I talk about pink and October, know that the metastatic part of it is always right there in my heart and on my mind. But I lost a dear friend last year. She was diagnosed at the same time as I was. So when I talk about pink in October, is never to disrespect the metastatic community. So that's just something that I wanted to just say. When I found my lump, I was actually taking a bath, and I wasn't actively looking for anything. It's not like I was doing a breast exam or anything. And I was washing underneath my armpit, and I came across it. It was on my right side, just along the ridge line of where like your breast tissue kind of starts, and it felt different, but kind of the same. And I percolated on it for a few days, and then I knew I had to tell my husband. And again, this was, like I said, in October. I do pink hair for October. I do pink anything for October, really. And my doctor at that time was out of the country. And so he wasn't back until the very end of October, starting November. And so when I called his office, and was like, hey, can I get a mammogram? I was 37. Is that right? 38 at the time. And they're like, yeah, sure. Well, why do you need a mammogram? And so I told him that it was because I had a lump, and he's like, no, you're waiting till I get back into the country. And because it has to be more diagnostic mammogram than just a regular mammogram. So he got me in. I guess this was probably really into October, because my biopsy was November 9th. So when we did it, and he told me that we're going to go forward. We're going to go ahead and just get checked. And I think he really could have easily said, I think you're too young. I think that, we're just going to watch it. And he didn't, which I really appreciate very, very much. So when he told me that I had cancer, there was not very many people knew about it. My family knew about it, obviously people at work. But so I was diagnosed November 16th. I had a double mastectomy on December 16th, and I didn't know until January or February what actual treatment was going to be. So it's kind of crazy that towards the beginning, because as a pharmacist, like, I always saw the prescriptions that come across, when people are going through chemo. And in my head, I think, oh my God, they just found out they had cancer. Like, that is like horrible. But becoming a patient on the other side, realizing that they've known for months probably that they've had cancer, and they're finally getting to the point where they can fight or receive treatment. And depending on what type of cancer it is or how aggressive, you do have chemo first and then surgery. That wasn't the case for me. I was actually really blessed that I didn't have to do chemo. It was just radiation. Well, my double mastectomy, and then 25 rounds of radiation. But pink after that, wearing pink, I hated it. Oh man, did I hate that color. I hated to wear it. I hated to even put it on. And I have a closet full of pink. And I refused to wear it for a really long time. I almost felt like not fraud, maybe that's not the right word, but it took me a long time to like it again and to be proud to wear it. I think when you go through some trial, it doesn't matter what it is, like cancer or just something major in your life, I think you become an advocate for something. And it's taken me a while. I never thought during my journey, poor me. It was one of those things where, I'm taking one for the team. I'll do this so that my sisters don't have to do it, my brother doesn't have to do it. My mom and dad, or my niece or nephews. I'll take this. I'll take one for the team. And I hope that holds true. But 4 years now down the road, I think that my journey is, because to be an advocate for self-awareness, to be an advocate of being your own advocate, making sure that the doctors are listening to you. If the doctors aren't listening to you, then you find a different doctor. If something's wrong, then you get it checked out. Catching any cancer early is the best way to save lives. So, right after my diagnosis, I found out about a website that was called Know Your Lemons. And crazy coincidence, it's actually a cousin, distant cousin, but a cousin nonetheless, that created Know Your Lemons. And what Know Your Lemons is all about is there are 12 signs and symptoms that could possibly be, breast cancer. And I never knew that there was 12 signs of different ways that it could manifest itself. But what Know Your Lemons is all about is early detection and knowing what you're feeling and knowing what's there and becoming familiar with your body. It does not replace regular mammograms. Please go get your mammogram. You need one at the age of 40 and every year after that. If you have family history, then you need to start at age 35. But doing monthly exams and knowing what changes is happening in your body and being aware of those changes is going to be your only chance of catching something early, because that's what's going to save your life. Because there's no cure for metastatic breast cancer, and there's several different types of cancers when it comes to breast cancer, and some are very aggressive. My aunt that was diagnosed when I was 30, hers was progesterone positive and HER2 positive. Having the HER2 mutation, it makes it a really aggressive cancer. So that's, within 3 years, when it came back, that was really hard. But my cancer was not. Mine's just estrogen progesterone positive. It was HER2 negative and BRCA negative. If you're not in the cancer world, that is gibberish to you. You'll learn more about it this month, I promise, because I'm going to post all about it. But so self-advocacy, I think, is probably my platform. That's my biggest thing, is to know that you need to have a voice. Doctors are great, and I'm super appreciative of every single one of my doctors. But they're busy, and they see lots of patients, and you're not their only world. So you have to have your own voice, and you have to make sure that you speak up and get answers. If you don't know one already, or don't have an answer and something's wrong, then you find a doctor that's going to tell you what's wrong. So, really didn't think I was going to cry that soon in my video. October is proving to be already pretty emotional. So, but I love you all. Thank you for your support on my journey in my life, and all the chapters that I present on social media. But I hope you all have a beautiful day, and I'll talk to you all soon.